In this video, I'm going to be replacing the internal battery on this iPhone 15 Pro Max. Interestingly, on this one, the customer said that they did a update and it went onto this unverified after they put it onto some kind of beta mode. I don't think it's on beta anymore. Beta, don't know what we call it. 26.3.1, so it's all good. So we're going to swap a battery out, but first I am curious to see what's going on inside it. So we are going to do a genuine battery on this one. To start off, we're going to remove the two pentalobe screws either side of the USB-C connector at the bottom of the phone. If there's dust in there, just be careful because that's the #1 rounder offer of screws. Second place for that is probably bad screwdrivers, but I usually find that dust in the screw makes it worse. Anyway, I'm talking rubbish. If you've got one of these magnetic little parts trays, I strongly suggest you use it. I will put a link in the description for all the tools that we use in this video, so check it out. I do earn a little bit of money from that, but I do appreciate it because it keeps us being able to make these videos. Moving on, we're going to use this suction cup. I'm going to stick it very close to the bottom of the phone, and then I'm going to get a single-sided razor blade. This is one of the woodpecker ones. They're just very handy for this kind of job. And I'm going to stick it flat down the bottom of here, just like that. Next, I'm going to add some 99.9% isopropyl alcohol, and I'm just going to run it along this line, just so I can reiterate, right, this blade goes deep down flat, and make sure that it sits flat. Next, I'm going to do a sort of pulling back action with that, and a lifting up action with the suction cup. So we're going to lift up with the suction cup, pull back with the razor blade, and what should happen in a minute is the screen should pop off. Usually, at this point, I was curious to see if this phone had been opened before, but judging by how difficult it is to remove this screen, I'm going to say it probably hasn't. You see how it's pried off a little bit? It's allowed me to get the razor blade just like that. We can at this point lift it up a bit more, add some more isopropyl alcohol, and what we're expecting at this point is for the screen to lift off a little bit more, allowing us to get in there. I'm going to just do it once more. This screen seems to be welded in place. So now we've got this sort of open enough so that we can remove that. I'm going to go in with a guitar pick, and I'm going to very carefully begin prying away the screen from the housing. Very slowly. I'll add a bit more alcohol into the gap, and that'll just help us peel it off. I think it's just maybe because the phone's a bit cold. It's been sat in the workshop all weekend. That's why it's difficult to lift this one. But I'll try and avoid using heat because I don't know if you can see there's a frame which is a lighter coloured part on the glass. I find that if you use heat to remove these screens, it separates those two parts and can cause more problems. Just carry on lifting and moving through with the pick. I'm going to go down the left-hand the bottom edge, and then the left-hand edge. And every time I feel there's a bit of resistance, the phone's just come back on, by the way. Every time I feel there's a bit of resistance, I'm just going to stop, add a bit more alcohol. That's just going to soften that adhesive real nice, and then carry on moving through it. It's about 1 inch at a time, look. Don't know why I'm using imperial measurements, but hopefully y'all who are watching this in the States might appreciate that rather than centimeters. So what you should be left with is the screen should be lifted to about here, just above the power button, the side button, should I call it. At this point, you should hold it either side like that, give it a little wiggle, and then what you'll find is there'll be a gap at the top being created, and we can run the pick in there to sort of poke it out. There's a bit of a hook and loop mechanism at the top, and then you'll have the phone open a bit like this. Let's just turn it off now. It doesn't matter if the phone is on while you're taking it off. It's always a good indicator whether the screen's broken or not, I suppose. But the phone opens up once you've got it open, just like that. Be careful with these because the screens are expensive if you break it. Now that the phone's open, I am going to leave this suction cup just here like that so that the phone can rest on it, or the screen can rest on it like that. If you don't have one of those, use a weighted object behind it. And then we're going to take a Y000 a Y000 tri-wing screwdriver and remove all these screws that are holding down this shield on top of all the cables here. Once you've got all these screws out, I've just got 2 more to go, then you will be able to get some tweezers at that point. So you can lift up just from here, lift it up, it'll be stuck down a little bit. Wiggle it and pull it, and then that pulls out. Just beware that that thing here slides into this cable, and there is always a risk that you might snap this cable. That cable's important, don't break it. Next, we need to disconnect the battery, which is connected just here to the motherboard. We can lift that up with a plastic spudger, use the flat end, it's easiest. And then do the same for this screen connector, which is this one here. And then finally, remember that cable I told you not to break, just that one, disconnect it. That's all we need to disconnect at this point, and then you can take the screen away. Whilst you've got the screen in your hand, we're gonna spend actually, no, let's do it this way. Right, first things first, we're gonna add some isopropyl alcohol down this battery just here. I'm going to add a bit down here as well, and then a bit down here. I'm going to leave that for 5 minutes while we clean up the edges of this screen, and then that alcohol will have soaked in. Can you see all this muck, what sort of lingers on the edge of the screen? It's a good idea at this point to give that a good clean too. So I'm just using a clean room wipe with a little bit of alcohol on there, soaked into it, and I'm just going to go along these edges and give it a really nice cleaning up. This is all going to help us when we're sticking the screen back onto the phone, and it's going to prevent it from letting dust get in there in the future, or moisture or anything else, any other contaminants that we don't want getting into the phone. So that's nice and clean. Next, I use a little bit of Captain tape. This is just, it just doesn't leave any sort of sticky residue behind, so I don't mind using it on top of a camera. Somebody might disagree with me, but you know, it's better than getting it covered in dust, and chances are it's not going to leave anything on there. And we're just going to stick that onto the front camera and then sensors. These sensors are very sensitive and important to protect. Next, I'm going to use this number 4A X-Acto blade, and I'm not going to bore you with a non-stop footage of me cleaning this off, but go around the edges and clean off all the adhesive that's left behind. It's easiest using this. You can pull it, you can scrape it. Be careful of all the other components, and then come back in a minute and it'll look pretty clean. So once the glue is scraped off, it's going to look something like that. If you notice at the top here, there's like a mesh, a grill. Use your tweezers to remove it, because at this point you're going to get a little toothbrush and you want to clean this off. Hold it with the tweezers and just give it a good cleaning off. You see all that dust and stuff, that's all ear gunk, what it's not worth thinking about. You don't want to know what that is, but it's gross. It's all muck and stuff what gets in there. Make sure it's clean, because we're going to reuse that and stick it back on. Don't lose it too. As for the rest, you can see there's all this muck along here. What we're going to do with that, my preferred method currently, is to use a small ball of cotton wool like that, and a little bit of isopropyl alcohol soaked into it, and then we're just going to run it down the edge like that, and it just seems to do the best job of cleaning this up. Be careful of those grounding pins what attached to the screen, because it can get caught and sort of stuck into it, but you can see how dirty that is after you've run that down. Spin it round, reuse it, and just make sure this is real nice and clean all through those edges. Now we're going to run along the other side, and then just going to run around all this until it's clean. This is sort of what takes it from just a regular job to a professional job, in my opinion. We make sure that it's very clean when we're working on it, and it just means that the new seal's got the best chance of acting as a seal, rather than just a bit of tape that you're sticking on there with hope that it might do its job. Looking pretty clean now. What we should be able to do at this point, because that alcohol's soaked in, there is the pull tabs on these batteries. I never use them. Usually I just choose instead. I'll start with the pick in this edge. Don't use a metal tool because it'll scratch the edges, but you'll find that you'll be able to lift this battery out pretty easily, rather than trying to use those pull tabs, which are just horrendous and don't work. What you'll be left with is some nasty adhesive. Because we put alcohol on it, it's sort of even worse. So just give it a minute before you try and pull it off, otherwise it won't come off. Like, look at that mess what I'm making here. So just give it a minute, let the alcohol evaporate, and you should know, because you'll be able to like rub it and it'll come away. A bit like that did, sort of. still wet with alcohol. If it is, it just doesn't seem to work right. The batteries come looking something like this. When you buy these genuine Apple service pack batteries, they come in this little bit of plastic. Inside the box as well, you will see that there is some screws. These are for the bottom area and these are for the shield. If you misplace or damage any of these screws or lose them or whatever, then you can reuse the screws from here. But I don't tend to use these, I just keep them to one side. One thing I will note is that these batteries don't come with a adhesive seal for the screen. You have to use that separately. And when you take it out of the box, you can see that there's an adhesive to stick the battery down. But like I said, there's no adhesive for the screen seal itself. Anyway, we'll put that to one side and then we'll just peel off the rest of this adhesive now, because it should allow us to. If it's been awkward, you can use some tweezers just to help you along. Give it a little scrape with a scraper tool if you need to. I think the metal's really flimsy and flexible in this area. What you don't want to be doing here is sticking your old battery on top, sticking your new battery on top of this old adhesive. I think it's still wet. Yeah, it is. I can feel the alcohol under it. Once I've got a little bit going, it should come off. Yeah, you can see as soon as I dry it out with a little bit of heat, look, it rolls off super easy. But because it's got not evaporated alcohol on it, it just likes to be awkward. But yeah, you can just rub it off with your thumb. Careful not to burn your fingers if you're blowing heat at it. So it looks a little something like that, nice and clean, ready for our new battery. Peel off the pink adhesive stuff on the back, and then I always leave that little cardboard spacer block on top. You can hold the battery on the little tabs if you want, and you can just line it up. Make sure it goes into place, and then apply pressure. Remove these tabs. Remove this tab, and then the battery cover thing should come off. That tab didn't come quite off right. And that's the battery installed. Dispose of your packaging using your local recycling instructions. Same with the battery, don't just chuck it in the bin, recycle it. These lithium batteries, I was told by a waste guy, not a waste man, a waste guy, that they are the #1 cause of fires in recycling plants. So just make sure that you get rid of these properly. There's two different types of adhesive seals for these. This is the screen adhesive that we're using, and the top of it is the one with the little divot in there. Just line it up in the top left corner, allow it to line up along the left hand edge, and the rest of it should fall just into place like that. You can use the flat end of your plastic spudger to really rub it into those corners and make sure that the adhesive is stuck down nicely, all before you take off the top layer. So that's just the top blue layer of film. You'll notice that there is still a blue layer of film left behind, and I always take that off last. A very quick dusting off of everything. We'll keep it clean again in a minute, but before I just try and keep it clean as we go along. Right, now we're going to offer up the screen. I've still got the suction cup attached to it, and we're just going to stick the screen back down, re-secure this cable here. I use the tweezers to help me offer it up, and then connect it, and then connect the battery. Just a hold point here. Once you've connected the battery, it would be a good idea to turn the phone on and test that it works before you reassemble everything. For the sake of the video, I'm just going to plod on and re-secure this shield here, and then we're going to get all these Y000 screws reinstalled. Like I said, it comes with these batteries, they come with one of those screw kits, so if you did lose or mix up these screws, then you can use the little thing what came with it, the screws, and it shows where everyone goes. They're laid out in the shape of the shield. But I just find like it's a bit wasteful if I just reuse screws every time I did a genuine battery. Just two more to go now. The last one being the longest one, I think. The longest one, and that just goes in here, right there. Right, a couple of little bits of admin to do before we finish up the job. The first one is peel off the top layer of that blue film. Peel that all the way around, and then we're going to re-secure that little mesh into place. Don't forget that, otherwise you're going to leave a gaping hole at the top of your phone. Make sure that goes back in. I always take the mesh, that blue film off first, because then it'll stick to the adhesive a little bit. We can remove this guy now. If there is any blue film left, just remove it. Get it out the way. And just before we seal it back up, I just blow over it with a little dust blower. Make sure that it's nice and clean. Same with that camera lens there. You can't see what I'm doing. There's a little camera lens for the front camera. Clean that out, clean the front camera. Just make sure there's no dust in it. Close up the phone. Re-securing the top first. Make sure it sits nice and flat. And then push down on the edges. Same way we sort of took it apart, really. If you get any resistance, stop and just check that there's nothing blocking it. Remove the suction cup now, reinstall these two screws at the bottom, and then we're going to get onto the final chapter, which is, of course, recalibrating this new genuine battery. If you cheaped out and you bought one of the aftermarket parts, you don't have to watch any further. You've done. Just test that the phone works, but do expect a unverified part, or iPhone is unable to verify this is a genuine part. That's how it goes. I'm going to plug it in. Usually these batteries ship with little to no charge, so I'd expect that it... Oh, I'm gonna get lied to now. So it'll be very low on battery when it turns on. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the phone on. Whilst it's turning on, we're just going to make sure that everything is sealed down properly, that there's no parts of the screen what's sticking up proud or anything like that. And then the phone will turn on like this. We can head to settings, and it will at first tell us, I told you it's low charge, 1%. When we go in here, it's going to say unable to verify this is a genuine part. That's because we've not recalibrated it yet. That is all, don't panic. It's going to take a minute to do that. There we go. Battery capacity, unable to verify it as a genuine Apple battery. Details for this battery may not be accurate. Maximum capacity is 100%. It's got a cycle count of 0, and apparently it was manufactured in July 2025. Now, I'm going to turn the phone off. There is an option where you can do this through settings, but you need to have at least 20% in the battery. As we found out, this is only on 1%. So what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that the phone is turned off. I'm going to unplug the cable, and then I'm going to press and I'm going to hold the volume up and volume down buttons, and then subsequently plug the phone in. We're going to wait a minute because we're going to get an Apple logo, and then we can release the two buttons on the side, leaving it plugged in, and that's going to prompt the phone to go into repair mode. It takes absolutely ages to go into this mode, and you just have to wait patiently, and eventually it will go into it. So you'll be greeted with diagnostics and repair, and we're going to choose continue. Connect to your local Wi-Fi network. It's important to note that you cannot connect to a hotspot, and it needs to be a stable Wi-Fi network. So we're going to wait a minute. It's still on 1%, by the way. It's taking its time. Agree to the terms and conditions, and then we're going to choose finish repair. You need to make sure that the phone's on the latest version of iOS to do this one. This one's on 26.3.1, but when you watch this video, it may not be the latest software version. So just make sure that the software is up to date, and you're going to see battery. This is a genuine Apple part, and all you do is press continue, and it's going to do something in the background. It's going to communicate with the phone and register it with Apple servers and say, yes, this is a genuine Apple part. It's all going on in the background. Obviously, we can't do that, but I'm just giving it an imaginary dialogue because otherwise my day is quite boring. Once that has done, you're going to be told you can restart the phone. Very, very simple stuff. I saw that it's gone up to 2%, which means that the phone's charging as well, which is always a good sign. And then it's going to turn back on. So the battery's been installed, it's been recalibrated, and the phone has come back on. And now we should have... It should say that it's genuine this time. It was unable to verify it before, but everything's normal. Look, first use was March 2026. It was manufactured in July 2025. And then if we go into general, about, and then parts and service history, you can see that the battery has been changed for a genuine battery, and it was done on the 16th of March 2026. That's how to replace the battery on the iPhone 15 Pro Max with a genuine Apple battery. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.